ke ngoku singena kwiyure yokugqibela yenkqubo yanamhlanje ukuzothi ga ngoku sisathe chu ncembe akunje nje ngenkqubo yale veki yokuqala yalo nyaka ka-2024 ukanti ke nangamanye amanqaku esithe sawenza kwezi yuro zimbini zidlulileyo bangaphezulu abantwana abaye babelekwa ngosuku lwenyibidyala kwaye siyesanalo nodliwanondlebe nophakathi kwemafani malunga nokudlula emhlabeni kuka-Casey August.
Mbukeli siqala ihora lesithathu ke lohleli ekhaya jikelele njengamanje hayi sivelelwe ke njengoba abantu nje ke sebesingene onyakeni omusha mbukeli kancane kancane hayi ngigcine last year ukugeza ngigcine last year this day hayi savelele compliments awu Jehova sazovelela omunye ke mbukeli waye kwi-interview bathi kuye the starting salary there is 15,000 a month and then after 6 months we'll increase it to 20,000 try mambane avela athi it's okay I'll come back after 6 months igama lami ngunoqolo komwalo uMantshinga ihle bakaleli mhlophe eqa mbukeli ake sibheke hamba phambili ngaleli hora lethu lokugcina.
We really acknowledge the hard-working dedication of our frontline health workers. These are the people who saved your lives.
Zingaphezulu kwamakhulu amane izingane ezizalwe ngonyaka omusha ezifundazweni ezahlukene kulelizwe.
Isithethi sesebe likahulumente wentsebenziswano KwaZulu-Natal uSiboniso Mgadi uthi linyukela kutsho kuma-23 inani labantu ababhubhe kwizandyondyo zosuku olwandulela iKrisimesi eMnambithi. Kwingxelo ekhutshwe izolo uMgadi uthe bathathwa abantu abasadukileyo.
In Ladysmith, there was another body that was discovered today, which takes the death toll to 23 people in Ladysmith alone, and then we still have 3 people that are still missing in that area. But also we must add that there were other fatalities that were recorded in the area of Danhauser. There were 2, and then there was another boy that drowned in that was swept away just on the Christmas Eve, also in Mandane. So if you add those numbers, it will come about to 30 people that we've unfortunately passed away during these holidays in KwaZulu-Natal. But also in Pietermaritzburg, I must emphasize that currently, after the yesterday incidents, only 2 people have been confirmed to have passed away, and then we're still searching for the other one that was also in the car.
Ayaqhubeka ukungena amanzi enduduzo kulandela ukudlula emhlabeni kwentatheli ebingumthwebuli wezithombe iphinde ibe isishoshovu somzabalazo uPeter Magubane obe neminyaka engama-91. Igalelo likaMagubane lituswa kakhulu ngokubamba iqhaza limqoka lokuqopha umlando wesikhathi sobandlululo wabe eqinisekisa ukuthi umsebenzi wakhe uveza ngokusobala umthelela nonya lo bandlululo oza kwabo batuse umoya wakhe isibindi kanye negalelo lakhe elingena kufaniswa emkhakheni wezomntatheli.
Ukanti ke siyaqhuba isigaba sesibini sikacimicimi wombane de ibe insimbi yesibini ngale njikalanga xa kuzabe kutshintshelwa kwisigaba sesithathu esiza kuphela ngomso ekuseni. Iziko eliphehla umbane lithi iiyunithi ezintathu zokuvelisa umbane azikasebenzi emva kokulungiswa kwazo. Kuye kwakho nenye ilahleko yeeyunithi ezintandathu zokuvelisa ngelixa kulindeleke imfuno ephezulu yokusetyenziswa kombane. Oku kwenze kwiiyure nje ezimbalwa emva kokuba umphathiswa wezombane uGqirha Hosien Suramogopa ethe uxolile ngamandla ka-Eskom okuvelisa. Oku kulandela ungqamaniso lwesikhululo sombane iKusile Unit 5 izolo.
Kujutshwe izisebenzi ezisaqeqeshelwa ukusebenza njengodokotela engaphezulu kwama-200 esifundazweni Northern Cape. Lokhu kwamukelwe ngezandla ezimhlophe endaweni ezisemakhaya lesifundazwe ikakhulu endaweni enesibalo esincane kakhulu sodokotela.
Lelizwe liyaqhubeka nokuba nenkinga yesibalo sodokotela abancane. Udokotela ngamunye cishe ubhekene neziguli eziyinkulungwane. INorthern Cape nayo ibhekene nalenkinga. Unyaka nonyaka abafundele ukuba odokotela balwetha lapha kulesi sifundazwe ukuba bazolekelela ezikhungweni zezempilo ezehlukene.
This 221 conserves and interns will be spread throughout in our 212 facilities in the province. So we're very happy they will bring some stability and make a difference to ensure that we respond to the healthcare challenges in our province.
Odokotela basebasha bathi banethemba lokuthi ulwazi abaza nalo luzoba nomthelela omuhle emkhakheni wezempilo.
I'm hoping to get as much exposure as I can from my seniors and to learn as much as I can and give back to the community and help the people of Kimberley with the limited resources. I'm sure we can all agree that only if you're a medical professional you'll understand how much our sector lacks. My hope for this year as a community service doctor is to learn from the department that I've been placed in and also to enjoy and have fun. It's a learning curve and also it's a privilege that I became a doctor to help the community.
Lesifundazwe siyaqhubeka nemizamo yaso yokuqeqesha intsha emkhakheni wezempilo ngethemba lokuthi izokwazi ukusebenzisa leli khono ukusiza lesi sifundazwe.
Unyaka omtsha uthetha ukuqala kwezinto ezinhle nezintsha kwabaninzi. Zimbalwa kakhulu ke izinto ezinokwenza umuntu onwabe ngendlela engathethekiyo njengokusikelelwa ngosana ngosuku lokuqala enyakeni. Uqala kwalonyaka ka2024 kuzisa ithemba. Apha sithetha ngabantwana abangaphaya kwama400 bebezelwe ngenyibityala ngelixa iphondo laseGauteng lihamba phambili ngabantwana abangaphezulu kwe100.
Zingamakhulu amane neshumi nomuvo izingane ezalwe emahoreni okuqala kulolu suku likaNcibijane siqala unyaka omusha u2024. Esifundazweni KwaZulu-Natal ingane elibone kuqala ilanga kube ingane yomfana ebiphile ingumqemane evele phakathi kwamabili inesindo esingi2.9 kilograms. Wengamele zempilo esifundazweni uNomagugu Simelane uthi ukuzalwa kwengane kunguphawu lethemba nesiqalo esisha.
Today we gather not only to commemorate the beginning of a fresh new chapter, but also to celebrate the arrival of new blessings in the form of our precious bundles of joy, who've been born on New Year's Day. Their entry into the world comes in the midst of many cheers and celebrations as we ushered in the new year.
Esifundazweni eGauteng namhlanje kuzalwe izingane ezingabafana ezingama59 kanye nezingamantombazane ezingama53. Wengamele zempilo esifundazweni uhambele esinye sezibhedlela eyobona omama abasanda kubeletha.
Ubaba kuphela yangothenga isonto akabaleka ngikhona angabaleki
Isifundazwe eEastern Cape sibuseswe ngeingane ezingama52 ngeshwa ke nakhona siyakhathaza isibalo samantombazane akhulelwe semancane kulesifundazwe kwazise ayi13 abelethe namhlanje ephakathi kweminyaka eyi18 neminyaka eyi19.
What is worrying is the number of the teenagers. Even though a child is never a curse, it's always a blessing. We congratulate even the small mothers, but we continue to talk to our people to say, let's try and teach our young ones that they need to wait a bit until they are ready.
Kanti undunankulu waseNorthern Cape uDokotela uZamani Sol uhambele esinye sezibhedlela iphethe izipho njengoba isifundazwe sakhe semkele izingane eziyi15 njengoba kuusuku likaNcibijane.
So we've got 14 new 2024 babies in the Northern Cape, and we are very proud of that. We were just here to congratulate the mothers and encouraging them to look after their babies.
Nakuba-ke izingane ziyisibusiso ezivela kumvelinqangi kepha siyakhathaza isibalo esiphezulu sezingane ezingamantombazane ezikhulelwayo ezigcine ziba ngabazali. Sikhuluma nje owesifazane omncane kunabo bonke ngeminyaka obengumama namhlanje intombazane eneminyaka eyi14.
Mbukeli okwamanje ke sinike qunga ngapha ngaseyitolo siyabuya emva komzuzwana. Sibuye sikwamukele mbukeli lapha ekhaya jikelele. Mbukeli unyaka ofe izolo lokhu u2023 hayi ushaye kwezolo impela ke emkhakheni wekaqedi sizungu. Njengoba phela besayikhotha amanxeba ngokushiwa ubulelwa mkutukana umzulili obedume ngelikaZahara ngesikhathi sigqemeka ke enye ingozi ngokuphangalala kwenkakha umbongeni ngeme. Namhlanje ke sikhale esinye isililo ngokudlula emhlabeni kaMthobeli Casey August owabeke engumsakazi ongaconsi phansi estation esingaphansi kweSABC umhlobo weNFM. Kukholakala ukuthi ke uCasey utholakale edindilizile endaweni yabehlala kuyo ke eGoli kuze kube manje ibingakahlaluki ke futhi ingakadalulwa neminingwane ngokushona kwakhe. Njengamanje ke sixhumana namalungu omndeni wakhe uMelumuzi Mhlawuli kanye noSiphokazi Mabindisa. Sinibingelele sinamukele lapha ekhaya jikelele Dudu alwehlanga lungehlanga. Siyabonga ngesikhathi senu nokuthi nikwazi ukukhuluma nathi ngaphansi kwesimo esinzima kakhulu.
Siyabulisa sisibulisa nabaphulaphuli bakho molweni bethu.
Asiqale ngawo. Yebo Siphokazi, asiqale ngawo nje Siphokazi siyazi ukuthi njengomndeni nisemanzini. Ngabe nje sinjani isimo ekhaya nasemndenini?
Silusapho singophele kakhulu emveni basifumene indaba zoba ubhuti wami uye wasishiya ngomhla we-29 isikakhulu kumama wami ongaphilanga ungumuntu wesifekile. Uweske ebeyibreadwinner apha endlini yonke into bijonge kuye sisaba kabuhlungu nangoku.
Melumuzi iningi lethu ke uCasey belimazi nje njengosaziwayo esakaza emsakazweni olandelwa yinkulungwane nohlelo lwakho belihamba phambili uma nje ke esekhaya yena ube umuntu onjani?
Okokuqala uCasey kuthi ebengubhuti engumalume engutata kwabanye abantwana so xa efika apha ekhayeni ungumuntu is very caring, loving okwazi into uba afikelele kumuntu wonke futhi ke kwinto zonke ebengumuntu osondele kumuntu wonke efemelini. Wonke umuntu apha efemelini unobuhlobo naye ngendlela eyahlukileyo. Ebengumuntu nje onjalo othandayo, othanda abantu, ohlekisayo nje besonaba kakhulu kunye naye.
Siphokazi njengoba nje ke ubhuti esho ukuthi ena uCasey ube umuntu amahlaya. Ingabe nasekhaya nje bephila leyo mpilo ngoba phela siyawazi namahlaya akhe lapha emsakazweni.
Sibufika endlini umatyiwe xa ekhona bebonakala xa ekhona. Lekufika nomntana. Sizamkhumbula kakhulu ngento zethu siza in fact ebengenzi ezi eziqhelile ebenezala zakhe zalapha endlini. Uyawufika egezela wonke umuntu endlini unento yakhe kubumuntu ubone into emntwini. Uyamani sithi esanombonela ubani ngento ethile. So ibingulo muntu ebenjalo apha endlini ebesonwabisa kakhulu.
Hayi abantu ke kakhulukazi abantu abajwayele ukonwabisa abantu isikhathi esiningi bona abajwayele ukuthi bahoyiwe kube khona umuntu mhlawumbe enombhekayo ukuthi wena uright yini into kanjalo benikwazi ukumbona mhlawumbe mengabe ephatheke kabi noma mhlawumbe mayisecasukile.
Yes ubumbona nje ubumbona and akangomputhuleyo ke shame akufuneki ngenye ixesha ude uassume that akekho right lo muntu. Besikabantu abancokolayo kakhulu ubuvesa ubone nje uba hayi akaphathekanga kahle and ungumuntu nje onjalo and seleke kukho lo ngxaki sawuphuma ngentsini kuyo but ibe ibonakala into yoba iyingxaki ekhoyo uyayibona. Phela sihleka ilondo nje kumnandi.
Melumuzi yini ke thina nje mhlawumbe njengomphakathi ebesingayazi ngoCasey enifisa nje nina njengomndeni ukuthi ke simkhumbule ngayo?
Ibingumuntu wabantu. Ibingumuntu wabantu ebengenandanga from amakhokazi to abantwana uyathandwa. Ebengumuntu onjalo apha ekuhlaleni.
Mhlawumbe enye into eningayinawazi ke nina. You know ebingumuntu xa esithi uSiphokazi breadwinner ebingumuntu ofika kumakhaya onke ephethe into. Even if we are with friend, uya ephethe something. Yes, sometimes besithi siphuma sisuka eJoburg. Before ahambe uhamba kweza malls uthenga izinto leye kamabhuti leye kabani. Ifika imoto igcwele uzawudeliverisha ke ngomso ungumuntu nje ofikelela kumuntu wonke and bethatha uxanduva ngefamilies zakhe. Umuntu nje ukuthenga groceries uthenga kumakhaya not kwikhaya elinye uyabona.
Siphokazi ke ngabe ahamba kanjani ke amalungiselelo omngcwabo engabe ke izoba nini inkonzo yesikhumbuzo futhi ke uzobekwa nini uCase endaweni yakhe yokugcina?
Inkonzo yesikhumbuzo iba yindawo umuntu asebenza kuyo iHwece family so far akhangeke sibe sikweciwe but sivila khona amahemhem indoba i-friends zakhe Joburg they are preparing something bathe bazofona siyasebenza this coming Saturday if yonke into ihambe kakuhle ngokulungisa kwefamily siyasebenza kule Saturday siyakuyo kuzawusetyenzelwa apha eAdelaide kwibalana ekuthiwa iWanderers Stadium sizawube sisebenzela khona. Yeah, I think the cover ushile kule ubuyibuza.
Sesiphetha nje ke Melumuzi uCase mhlawumbe ungathi nje yena sesiyazi ukuthi ena ube umuntu onjani. Ungathi yena ngokwakhe mhlawumbe ubefisa ukuthi akhunjule kanjani njengomuntu onjani?
Umuntu othandayo, umuntu owonwabisayo, umuntu ovisa kamandi xa ifikileyo, umuntu ethandayo ifamily yakhe kakhulu, umuntu ozithandayo izihlobo zakhe, umuntu ohamba, umuntu olungileyo, umuntu ongayifuniyo ingxaki, umuntu othanda ipeace. Indlela ukuthi ameza ufuna ukhunjulwa ngayo leyo.
Ubantu. Hayi Melumuzi noSiphokazi sibonga kakhulu bakithi ngesikhathi senu. Siphinde nje sithi dudu. Sinifisele nje ukuthi ke sengathi kungasebenzeka kahle ngomgqibelo njengoba nisho.
Asisavanga ke ngokuphinde kancinci uye washiya.
Hayi bengedlulisa nje amazwenduduzo ngibonga nokuthi ke nisinikeze isikhathi sokuthi sixoxisane kanye nani. Sinifisele nje nokuthi ke nisebenze kahle ngomgqibelo njengoba nisho nani ukuthi uma ngabe konke kuhamba kahle nizobe senisebenza ke ngawo umgqibelo lo. Sengathi konke nje ke kungakhanya. Siyabonga. Mbukeli besixoxisana ke noMelumuzi Mhlawuli kanye noSiphokazi Mabindisa abangamalungu omndeni wenkakha yomsakazi uMthobeli Case August owazakhela igama ethula uhlelo lwantambama lapha ya emsakazweni umhlobo wenene FM. Asiqhube ngaseyidolo mbukeli ungayindawo siyabimba kwikhefu. Siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli wekhaya jikelele sibonga kakhulu ngokuthi ke usahlanganyele kanye nathi usahlezi nami noxolo kaMwali kanjalo noSisomuhle uNadi
njalo
ngaphambi kwekhefu mbukeli ke sike sabani noingxoxo ke namalungu omndeni kaCase August ke osanda kusishiya emhlabeni sizwa nje ukuthi bazizwa kanjani njengomndeni nanokuthi amalungiselelo athini ushilo ke ubhuti esho ukuthi cha uma ngabe konke kuhamba kahle kule mpela sonto esiyakuye ngomgqibelo kuzobe kusetshenzwa ke bazobe ke bemfihla washo ke ukuthi cha basalindile ke ukuzwa imininingwane mayilana nememorial service ngoba yona phela kufuneka ibe ngapha eGauteng
sesathetha naye ke nobhuti Phatco Mphuthumi Mafani naye ethetha ke ngomsebenzi wakhe noCase pha emhlobo wenene echaza ke noba he was creative original ebengaflingisi bantu ebezenzela izinto yakhe iyo into emenze waqhaba azakhela igama ade abe nguCase lo simaziyo nesimthanda
ngeke ngakuzwa kusubala yini i-character leya
umunda ngeke kaloku uCase wadlala i-characters ezi3 yabona lento ubhali istory asenze ngokwakhe abe ngutata kaMunda abe ngumama kaMunda
abe ngumunda
so abe ngumuntu nje onjalo oliqhalo uyabona okwaziyo ukuthetha atshintshe izinto atshintshe nelanguage athethayo uyana nangona ethetha isiXhosa mhlambi ebezazitshintsha athethe isiXhosa somntana omncinci aphinde athethe nesixhosa somuntu ongathi noko ekhulile so ebe ngumuntu noko ungungqondo
sho ukuthi nje kahle kahle ukuba wayebekwa even na kwi-acting kumabona kude ayengayishaya
hayi kahle ebeshaya kalopha e-radio I'm sure kumabona kude hayi
bezo excel ubeyishaya nawe ugcina usuyicabanga ngengqondo vele usibone lesi sithomba sibekayo
benjalo
sengathi angahamba
salahlekelwa noxolo ubabungema uCase uZahara ngexesha elinye
bantu
waze waphuma uDisemba
ubuhlungu ngempela nje isikhathi esinzima ke lesi ikakhulukazi ke kwi-music industry kwi-industry radio you know
entertainment yonke nje
kubuhlungu impela kodwa nje siyafisa ke sengathi umndeni ungasebenza kahle ngomgqibelo naye uCase ke afihlwe kahle aphumule kahle
ndithanda nento ba umasipala waseBuffalo City uthe uzawungenelela naye ufake isandla bambeke ngesithozela uCasey ngoba ke ebengumuntu wabantu nyani so ufanelekile ba angcwatywe ngendlela eqondileyo.
Ngiyacabanga nje ukuthi hayi impela kusho ukuthi ngempela sonto impela hayi indizamshini ama-flights bantu sengathi kungasetshenzwa kahle. Sizophinde-ke sisiqumbukele ey'tolo kodwa nje emva komzuzwana futhi sizobe sesibuya ungalingeki uphuthelwe. Siyabonga kakhulu umbukeli usuhlanganyelana nathi kusukela ngo-6 o'clock. Yazi nathi
siqhuba sithe chuwa
asithe qhu ey'tolo sobe emva komzuzwana.
Enkosi ngokuhlala nathi usabukele inkqubo-ndaba yakho iEkhaya Jikelele. Kanti ke ngoku sijonga ezakwantu kwesiqendu sethu sanamhlanje sijonga kaloku amaqhalo nezaci esiXhosa. Ezi zintetho ezingamabinzana anentsingiselo ezifihlakeleyo. Ngoku ke sizawujonga amabinzana nje ambalwa ukuze sive intsingiselo kunye nentsusa yawo. Oza kuthi asichubele banzi ngala maqhalo nezaci kuloyiso Nqevu oyingcaphephe kwimiba yesintu. Bawunqevu mandikubulise ndikwamkele enkqubeni ngale ntsasa.
Amasisiya engakuwe nababukeli izizangesuko babe ndikwazi.
Nathi besingathandi ba ukwazi uzofikelela apha kodwa ke akukho nto ngamininye. Masiqale apha Bawunqevu, yintoni isaci ilintoni iqhalo?
Isaci libinzana lentetho elinentsingiselo esifihlakeleyo. Kodwa ke uhlisa intetha yemihlangeniso. Iqhalo sisivakalisi esipheleleyo esibukwayo esifanelekiso nesifalo.
Bawunqevu ingathi sinengxakana apha asivani kakuhle uyaqhawuka umnxeba kodwa saphinda sizame apha ekuhambeni kwexesha. Enkosi kakhulu mbukeli ke besizama uncokola naye ke utata uLoyiso Nqevu asichazela banzi uba yintoni isaci ilintoni iqhawe. Masithi qhwi evenkileni ungayindawo.
Namhlanje esigabeni sethu lapho khona sihlaziya incwadi mbukeli siphetheke incwadi ethi A Decade in My Lifetime. Le ncwadi ke igxile ezigamekweni ezenzeke eminyakeni eyishumi eyedlule kuleli. Phakathi kwezinto ezitholakala kule ncwadi izimo ezanyakazisa umhlaba ezifaka phakathi ke ukuqubuka kobhubhane lwe-COVID-19, i#MeToo movement, ukwesekwa kwe-EFF, umkhankaso i#FeesMustFall kanye nokunye. Ukuxoxa banzi ke malungana le ncwadi samukela umbhali wayo uNolo Matlayila owaziwa njengomkhadi ke lapha emidlalweni wochungechunge kubona umabona kude iSkim Sam osakwaza khona la ku SABC 1. Sikubingelele sisinolo.
Ngiyabonga siswami.
Sibonge kakhulu. Hayi kujabula thina ukuthi sibe nawe. Hayi ngiyabona uthi Skim Sam ngapha ubhala nezincwadi, multi talented.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just another medium to express the things I want to talk about to society. Yeah.
So namhlanje ke sizokhuluma ngencwadi yakho ethi A Decade in My Lifetime.
Yeah.
Kwakwenze njani uzudecide nje ukuthi you know what ne awuthi ke ngibheke nje the past 10 years bese ngibhala incwadi?
Kahle when I started it was not my intention ukuthi ngibhale incwadi. Mina bengithi ngiyabhala nje as a form of therapy to heal from certain issues. And before I knew it, I realized but if le ncwadi helped me or these writings helped me heal, mhlambe izosiza somebody else. However, mangikhuluma nge-decade in my lifetime, I'm talking about the different things that took place in our lives as a society, as a country, and how it has changed the direction of our lives. So yes, and the book speaks about pivotal moment in empilweni yami that changed the direction of my life, and also the changes that happened in the world that changed the direction of people's lives. Yeah.
So can you elaborate maybe on the significance of including njengobusha now your personal experiences? I mean, there are celebrity deaths and global events as a whole that happened. How did they shape like the narrative of your book?
So, you know, most of us don't, especially if you're in the public eye, we like to show our wins, victories. We don't show the challenges behind the victories, what it took for you to get there. So mangishera about my challenges, I'm really just letting people know that we are all human. Every human being in life will hit a dip or a setback empilweni. So yours is how do you rise from it, right? So typically in COVID really struck everybody in different ways. Everybody's a victim of COVID. Either you lost the job, or you lost a loved one, or, you know, in my case, I added to the population. I have a COVID pandemic baby, you know, so everybody has a story to tell about the COVID. Yes. So the reason I put those events in there is to also remind you as a reader, what was I going through around that time of the decade?
Yeah, because I mean, 10 years is a long time. Yeah. There's many things that happen. So when you select kanjani, okay, I'm going to select the pandemic, I'm going to select the #MeToo movement, njalo njalo.
Okay, the reason being I decided to select that is because if this book is read by a younger person, maybe in 2050 something, I want them to know what happened in that decade of our life. We went through these. These are the times we lived in. We existed in those times. So I'm basically just marking Leo decade so people can know. This book was written in that particular decade, you know, starting from 2010, FIFA World Cup. Yes. And, you know, all the experiences we had year after year. And I just selectively picked I basically just picked significant moments, man. Like, you know, I spoke about the formation of the EFF. Whoever thought we'd live in a time when we have an opposition party that grows. I speak about the Me Too movement and how GBV came to light, and now it's something that's taken quite seriously, and more cases are being reported, and it was because of movements like that, you know, MI Next movement. So, and I also speak about the, you know, how society is starting to accept the LGBTQ plus community, and, you know, how we're learning to integrate and live together despite our differences. So these are things that change our lives, whether we like it or not.
Yes, yabona nje uma usakhuluma ngayo i#MeToo movement kanye ne-gender based violence, like sengiyibuza ukuthi kuyahambisana nawe mhlawumbe personal experiences as well, into oyi-experiencele nawe self, or else mhlawumbe ububhala nje nge-observation yakho.
Yeah, you know, ngihlala ngikhuluma ngithi the reason why society right now is dealing with so much societal ills, and the moral the moral of this country has decayed badly, is because we all come from broken pasts. Some people never heal from their broken pasts, right? So particularly zoning in on GBV, gender-based violence, it's a personal experience that I've had, but what people don't realize is it's a personal experience that most of us have had from childhood.
Yes.
What was modeled in front of us, we tend to see it as the norm, and then you do it in your adulthood. You know what I mean? And for me, it was a personal experience. I do speak about it in the book, and how I experienced gender-based violence from childhood, and that's why I ended up being in a marriage that was full of gender-based violence. But, you know, it was the day I looked at my younger child, that she's noticing all of this, and guess what? She's going to think it's a norm.
Cycle.
We are continuing the cycle. So I highlighted in depth because not to be a victim, but also just to shine a spotlight on, can we also take initiatives to cut these vicious cycles and stop allowing them to perpetuate, you know. And also, you know, GBV can also spiral into mental health issues as well. When people don't heal from gender-based violence, they end up getting into some, you know, mental illnesses, your anxieties, your depressions, your post-traumatic disorders. And if these things, we don't deal with them at grassroots level, at the initial point, it's going to bother you in your adulthood. Because I saw it happen to me.
Yes, Gwen. Yazi ngiyayibuza nje ukhuluma nje nge-GBV ukuthi u-experience nasemshadweni wakho. Ngiyayibuza ukuthi engabe kunzima kangakanani ukuhamba, ikakhulukazi ngiyazi ukuthi nje khona aba experience i-GBV besa date besajola, if I can call it that, ukuthi how much more kunzima ukuthi baphume, how much more mhlawumbe uma usushadile futhi unengane encane ukuthi kwafika ini kuwe emqondweni uzuthatha isinqumo sokuthi yazi ukuthini awuthi ngiphume.
And I just want to agree with you on that one. Kunzima ukuhamba ne.
Yeah.
Because sometimes uthola ukuthi the husband or one partner happens to be the breadwinner endly. That's the source of income. So we are kawanguti, if I let him go, how are we going to survive? How are my kids and I going to survive? So I understand why it's difficult for certain people to leave an abusive or toxic relationship. But like I said, my wake-up call was the day I recorded him. And when I say him, I'm speaking about my ex-husband, when he was, you know, threatening to kill us. And I recorded him because I thought, today I'm dying, I want the world to know how I died. But then what I did not notice is that in that same recording, there's a video, I mean, there's a picture, a frame of my daughter sitting in a corner, scared. And the trauma I saw in her said to me, if it means I start afresh, if it means I downgrade my life, if it means we won't have the life we are having, the lifestyle we are having, because I'm letting go of this man, I'm letting him go. Because I can't keep damaging and destroying this young one psychologically. You know, broken people are people who come from broken homes. So can I raise a non-broken individual so that she can be a sane, you know, adult, you know, in her future. So that for me is what cut the ties. You know, I was willing to make it work. Nobody wants ever failed marriage. You know, Maushadile, you also want to, we all know marriage is hard.
Forever, yeah.
Yes, you know what I mean? So, and also marriage, they say it's hard. So I was willing to put in the work. But the abuse, it was at the expense of this young one being destroyed psychologically. So that's how I cut ties. And hey, let me not lie, it was not easy. Because some people tend to think, mahambile, the abuser, mahambile, things become okay. But having to stabilize your home again, una financial abuse na corner, because now you have to survive on one income because the other partner does want to assist. You know, also the kids have to be stable because they used to a household with 2 adults, now it's 1 adult. You know, so there's a lot on your shoulders. So I won't say it's easy after you cut ties with the abuser. You must just prepare your mind that there's still work that needs to be done to stabilize, you know, your children and your home.
Ngiyazi ukuthi siyakubongela kakhulu umsebenzi omuhle ukuthi yena ukwazi ukuphuma kule relationship. Like, let's commend you on that. That was a good decision that you made, and we are just happy. Uyabona uma uthatha isinqumo esiright, okunye mina ikakhulukazi njengoba sikholelwa kuNkulunkulu ukuthi uyalenza iplan ukuthi kuzoqhubeka kanjani kuye phambili. Ngiyazi ukuthi futhi la encwadini yakho njengoba udiscussa i-atmosphere yayikhona la South Africa ngaphambi kwe-pandemic le i-COVID-19 na after. Ngabe mhlambe kwawushape kanjani umqondo wakho ukucabanga ukubona nje ukuthi ohulumeni badila kanjani, governments, how do they deal with global events njalo njalo?
Yeah, no, that for me was something I also needed to search into. Personally, I feel like we must not put all our trust in the government, because truth of the matter is we've been complaining about the government for a long time. And you can't complain forever, because if you point fingers and blame, you can never fix yourself. You know, so what I learned most importantly, the biggest lesson during COVID is you cannot rely on one source of income anymore. Gone are the days. We don't care what kind of a career path it is, but you can't rely on one source of income, because when you don't have it anymore, life stops. Do you understand? So me working in the entertainment industry, radio, acting, I realized that you're a freelancer, right? So as a freelancer, what else do you have to fall back onto, right? So then the book will also serve as another source of income. I learned to work with my hands. Whatever talent you have with your hands, humble yourself. You know, I know how to braid hair, so I can braid hair now for extra cash. You know, so it's not a matter of waiting for a miracle to fall in your laps. Well, you know, they say luck is a mixture of preparation and opportunity when they come together. So in the meantime, while you are waiting for something to change in our country, use your hands. Use your hands. Use your God-given talent. You know, you never know what you can produce. I didn't think in my life I would ever write a book, but here I am today, you know what I mean? Because I can't sit still and do nothing. We need to move, we need to act, we need to be proactive.
Uyabona into engayinaka mina ngepandemic iCovid-19 ngabona lapho ukuthi yazi uthini yazi lesi ngesingisi makuthiwa we are living from hand to mouth.
Yes.
Ngabona lokho ngathi yazi siphila hand to mouth wangampela. Wabona naneyinkampani ezinkulu ungaphe no 3 months umuthi uyahamba emall itolo seyivaliwe. Uyabona ukuthi yazi akekho umuntu othi ama savings kunzima ukusave ngoba vele usave uvele ungatholi lutho uvele kukuncane lokho okutholayo. So sisi incwadi yakho le mhlawumbe makhona umbukeli ofisa ukuyithola angayithola kanjani ngoba mina nje sengiyabona ukuthi yazi ukuthini it's like a reflection ngajabulela ukuyifunda ukuyikhumbuza ukuthi oh konje sike sadlula la konje ke yenze ukuthi nokuthi yeah.
Okay, incwadi yami ungayithola on my Instagram page. There's a link there that you can click and then make an order. And then it will be delivered to you. So obviously we will have to judge by the jurisdictions, like which part of South Africa you're in.
Yes.
But my promise is it will get to you one way or another, because I look at it as a healing tool, as a self-reflection tool. And gatle masikhuluma ngayo manje at the beginning of the year, it would be the perfect time to read the book, because you can also start planning your life ahead. Yeah. So you can get it by clicking the link on my Instagram page in my bio. Until I get it in stores. In the meantime, that's how I'll be selling it.
So it's an Instagram handle?
It's Pebetsi Matlaila. So it's just both my names at Pebetsi Matlaila.
And then umuntu uzokwazi ukuyithola incwadi.
Yeah.
Hayi sibonga kakhulu ke sikufisela nje konke okuhle kukhanya. Hayi incwadi yakhe izothi fly off the shelves. Mase isifikile kuma bookstores.
I'd love to see that.
Siyabonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho. Inspiration and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mbukele ke besixoxa noNoli Matlaila ke uNolo ubesixoxa ngencwadi yakhe ethi A Decade in My Life. Time uma ngabe ke uyifuna mbukeli ke uzungaya lapha ku Instagram uklikhe ke kwi-link ukuze uzokwazi ke ukuyithola incwadi lapha epage lakhe. Sibonga kakhulu ngokuthikeza uzivakashela namhlanje la ekhaya jikelelo okwamanje mbukela sinje ke qhu ezitolo emva komzuzwana kodwa siyabuya. Ake mbukeli luphela lapho ke uhlelo lwakho besikuphathele lona namhlanje kuLwesibili zimbili ngoJanuary ka2024. Sibonga kakhulu ukuthi sihlanganyele kanye nathi. Khumbulani phela ukuthi sasekhona nakusasa ngesikhathi esifanayo mazi ukuthi 6 AM yithi labaya ku-SABC le hayi kanjalo naku-SABC Plus.
Njengibethile ke uMamtshali uqale sawuqongqotha wanamhlanje uvimba kanti ke uyayazi mosithina siqala sizive nangomso siza kuphathela ezithe vetshe indaba. Jimke uNadia kaDambuza masibonane ngomso.
Nisale kahle.